Welcome back to Switzer on Australia's Business Channel. Smart cards are typical of a smart generation, so I'm told, and a local listed company, eMerchants, has recently cracked some good deals in the gambling space. So is the company itself worth a punt? CEO Tom Cregan joins me in the studio. Tom, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Peter.
I said smart cards, but isn't it really a smart card?
Oh, I mean, we would call it a prepaid reloadable card. I mean, others would call it a stored value card.
Yep.
Stored value is probably the right terminology because there has to be funds positively loaded onto the card in order for it to work. So there's no credit extended.
Yeah.
So the companies or the consumers are actually preloading money onto the card.
Is it a bit like a mobile phone card that can be recharged?
In a sense. I mean, there's two types of reloadable of stored value, and one is more common, you know, the gift cards that are used once. They've got value stored on them. You typically use them one time. They expire in a year. Or reloadable cards where you could have them for a period of years and you're constantly loading money to it as you go.
Okay. Tell us, just in a nutshell, the history of this company, eMerchants.
So it's been around. It was a private business that had been around for several years. It was acquired through a mining listing in July of 2011. Yeah. Along with a capital raise, and the history of it was hitherto just a gift card company. So that was all it did. Yeah. I joined the business in Jan of 12. Having worked in a similar business in the US, we basically pivoted to move the whole strategy to being more of a reloadable organisation, which is where you see now the deals with the likes of Ladbrokes and Sportsbet and so forth.
Yeah. Explain, there are actually normal people here who don't bet. In fact, the percentage
there's a lot that do.
That's right. But it's a lot in numbers, but it's only like 10 or 13% are regular bettors. So, but you see these ads for Ladbrokes. What is the big attraction of your product for Ladbrokes?
In that segment? Yeah. I mean, the big attraction is to get your money out of those organisations. So whether it's Sportsbet or Ladbrokes or whoever it is, when you win, you need to go through a process to get your money sent to your bank account. Yeah. That process takes 3 to 4 days. So
it could be annoying if, for example, you had a big win on Saturday and you want to take your family out for a big meal.
Absolutely. In fact, whenever we speak to anyone who has a gaming account, that's the first thing they say as their bugbear, if you like.
I guess with TAB you can go to a pub or a local branch, but all the other ones, it's all credit card, isn't it?
Exactly right. So, so what we did was attach our prepaid card and our software to essentially to the gambling platform itself. Yeah. So if the individual wins money at 2 o'clock on the track on Saturday, through his iPhone app, he'll have the money 7 seconds later on that card. And he can then go and take it out of an ATM. He can use it for purchases, or he can send it back to the gambling platform as well. So it works both ways.
So it gave Ladbrokes, in a sense, a competitive addition to its armoury against TAB, where you can do a physical draw out.
Exactly. I mean, we looked at that whole industry, you know. The corporate bookmaking market, as they're called, is about a $6 billion market. The TABs are a $16 billion market. So we said, well, why is that? Clearly, at the pubs, you can get cash out if you win, and you can place cash bets. So the cards in market are first part of that strategy, really, to neutralise the kind of cash out benefit. Yeah. And then we'll be working on a cash in solution at some point as well.
Okay. So that's Ladbrokes, but you've recently cracked a deal with Sportsbet. Okay. Is it Sportsbet or Sporting Bet?
Sportsbet.
Sportsbet. Sorry, my knowledge in those areas, but
small difference. But a company called which is a Irish listed entity. Yeah. So in the corporate market,
there is a company called Sporting Bet, but there is a company called Sportsbet.
Sporting Bet is a company called William Hill. So they're different entities. Yeah. So Sportsbet is the largest in Australia. So it by turnover in the $3 billion plus turnover range. So it's clearly the largest provider in that corporate bookmaking space, which is great validation for us that you know the largest player in the industry to increase it, add it into their offering for their customers as well.
Yeah. Okay. So how many customers do they have? Because I'm trying to work out what kind of reach you have just with Ladbrokes, and what kind of reach are you going to have as a consequence of this?
Some of them report publicly on their numbers, some don't. Yeah. Sportsbet do report. So I think in February they had 419,000 customers. Okay. Ladbrokes doesn't publicise it, so that's a number they keep pretty close to their chest.
Yeah. Well, they're fairly new to the game as well.
Yeah, Ladbrokes are one of the largest in Europe, but they acquired a company out here in Brisbane, went through a rebranding process, and they recently acquired a company called BetStar, which was another independent business, and they've been merged together.
Okay, so what does it mean that arguably will 400,000 Australians eventually be holding a card that comes from your company?
That'd be an ideal situation. I mean, I think...
some of the customers might not want to do it, but I'd say a big chunk would, wouldn't they?
I think certainly our take-up with Ladbrokes has been very positive in terms of the percentage of weekly payouts that are going onto the card, and we've only been in market now for 4 months or so.
Yeah.
So the signs are pretty good that it solves an immediate customer need, so there's good adoption there.
Yeah.
If we've got, I don't know, many people that get 100% of anything unless they're a monopoly, but we'd certainly like to think that it'll become a ubiquitous solution in the industry.
Yeah.
That they all need to have their own differentiators, but they need to negate someone else's differentiation too. So I think we'll see them pretty.
Do you have any local rivals?
No one in this segment. There's a very small industry. Requires a lot of quite particular expertise around the regulatory area and the IT area. So we have some companies that would compete in some offerings, more around our petty cash solutions and some of our expense management solutions.
Yeah.
In the gaming space and the gambling space, we don't see any yet.
You made mention the fact that eventually you'd like to make it a money in. Is there going to be a difficult technology, or is it something that wasn't needed before and now it's obviously a...
No, it's a technology that already exists.
Yeah.
We're just re-engineering it in a way, but we think if we can launch that next year, we provide a bit of a kind of a symbiotic solution to that industry. So we're supporting payouts on the one hand, winnings. We're supporting funds in on the other hand. Yeah. If funds in grows their turnover grows the percentage of winnings. So
and is the thought that someone will be able to transfer from a bank account onto the card?
But they can do that now. So it's really a cash payment facilitation. Really.
So you have to do it through an ATM, would you?
Through a retailer.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's a.
But by retail, what kind of retail outlet would you be trying to target?
That I'll keep close to my chest for now, but
because the post office isn't open in the afternoon when the races are on.
So
it's going to be interesting.
24-hour stores, let's say that. That's probably for that reason.
Okay, very clever, very clever. Very nice to meet you. Good luck with the business. We'll keep an eye on it.
Thanks.
Cheers. After break, the corporate sheriff Bentham IMF has its guns pointed at Standard & Poor's. Will they land a conviction?